Years ago, I started out in the paranormal field as anybody else did. I was the young hotshot. I went out to disprove urban legends. And I went to a specific location during the day with just an old tape recorder and a camera and did the typical asking questions. And when I got home, I reviewed the tape and I heard a little girl say, "Don't hurt me." And from then on, it changed my entire way of thinking about ghost hunting.
Don is one of the most passionate guys I have ever met in my life. He's also one of the most loyal guys I've ever met in my life.
That one experience led me on a journey to where I am today to help these kids and not leave them stuck behind. I mean, they're people just like us. They just don't have a physical body.
Our philosophy of the child haunting is that we believe that when a child dies, depending on what age, they were not taught yet about death. They have no idea what death is.
We came together as a team just to investigate the claims of child hauntings and find out why and where they're at and what we can do to help them.
Between 70 to 80% of the claims had to deal with some kind of a child haunting.
All the other teams out there are investigating hauntings, and they do come across hundreds of claims of kids. They go in, they investigate, and they say, "Yes, you have a child haunting," and they leave. That's the end of it. They're leaving these children there, and there has to be something we can do to help them to move on to where they need to be.
We want to help them move on. We want to set their mind at ease.
So we go in and try to make contact and take it that next step beyond what these other groups do.
That old mill that's over in Rhode Island,
yeah.
Little boy there, they sit there and they talk to him. They have all this full conversation, K2 going crazy, and they say goodbye. It's freaking ridiculous. What about the kid? Help him out, get him out. It's, I don't know, these groups just disgust me anymore. They really do.
They're in it for the wrong reasons. We know we're doing the right thing. And if they don't like it, tough.
I'm glad we're doing what we're doing.
We use a lot of what you call trigger objects, like cars, toys, what would be like age appropriate. A wooden fire truck for a child that would have been here from, say, the early 1900s. They would have wooden toys.
The reason why we use toys is that we're focused on children, and we want them to feel comfortable as we're trying to communicate with them. We want them to come to the toys instead of seeing different kinds of weird equipment. We want them to feel more comfortable.
So we took it a step further and used our equipment, and we integrated it into the trigger objects, which means we put our equipment inside the toys. We also have a baseball bat. You know, boys, they love baseball. And we built one of our 360 motion sensors, which picks up motion, heat, and shadow movement. We built that inside the bat.
It's okay, you don't have to be afraid. Just come over and talk to me.
I actually brought Brian in because he is a father of, I guess, 5 kids. He's a very passionate father. He's great with his kids. And he acts more of a father figure to the child spirit or the children.
I got 3 girls, 2 boys. I know what you're going through.
He's great at what he does. He sits down and he'll interact with them like you would do in your own family in your house. We've had some very good EVPs where they would come forward and answer his questions.
You want to play a game with me? Now, I have some little girls at home. I like to play with them all the time. We play hide and go seek. Would you like to come home?
He's had a lot of interaction with movement of different objects, stuff like that. They do take to him with him being a father figure.
I take it personal, and I treat it like it's my own child, and I talk to it like it's my own child. One of the worst experiences I had was a place in not too far from here, and it was a very old mansion, and the mother and the father and the child had all died in the same room, all in the same night. The mother hung herself, the father shot himself, and the baby drowned. The child drowned. And it was never found out whether or not it was an accident or whether it was on purpose or what. So we were investigating the room and getting nothing, so I started going into that provoking mode, and I provoked a little too much. And it felt like something was jamming very sharply into my neck and actually left the mark, and I had to scream out in pain. And when I did, the photographer who was sitting next to me turned and took a picture, and there was a picture of a silhouette of a shadow standing right next to me. We actually caught it on film.
Well, my chair's moving by itself. I'm not kidding. It moved about 5 inches, 6 inches. That's awesome. Well, my chair's moving by itself. Well, my chair's moving by itself. I think it's worked out pretty good the way you put this together.
Brent is one of the quietest but nicest guys I've ever met also. He is our IT guy. He's our inventor. Don gives him the idea and Brent just pops it out and he comes up with a way to be able to do it.
I was looking for somebody to help me with a lot of technical ideas because we build our own equipment. And Brent, he's got an electrician background. He does a lot of the taking the toys and customizing them and putting the equipment inside. His biggest role in helping is to build electronics and to build devices to help us communicate.
When it comes to doing investigations and stuff, I'm pretty serious as far as laying out the equipment. I get mad at them, they get mad at me, but I'm the one that just enforces things to get going.
You guys seen the other 360?
I put one away already, I think.
Hey Don, you put it in the wrong box. Yeah, wow.
Sue me.
But Brent in our group, he is also our skeptic, where Dawn and I are very passionate about connecting with the child. Brent actually keeps us very grounded to what's real and what's not.
If we have an EVP, we give it to him, we say, well, we think it says this. And he'll run it through different filters and different software on our computers. And he'll determine, well, it's no good, and we argue back and forth all the time. I think it's a good EVP, and no. Eventually, he usually wins out, because when in doubt, we have to throw it out.
I kind of believe, but I don't believe it. I want to find it. I'm very intrigued about it. Through the years I've been doing it, I have seen a few things that I can't explain. Is it ghosts? That's for people to determine. Do I think? Yes, no, maybe so.
The enforcer, I guess you'd call him.
I have a feeling that Peace of Mind Paranormal Society is going to be very disliked in the paranormal field because we're going to go to these places and we're actually going to help these children that are stuck in these different places. We're going to go in there and try to help these children move on to where they need to be. These other paranormal groups are not going to like it because we're going to tell them, you're wrong for thinking this. These are children, these are real people. They need to move on to wherever that may be.
See, what was great about this case is these people understand, that the little boy that they claim is here, he doesn't belong here.
There's going to be a lot of people out there, though, dude, that hate us for doing this because we're taking money out of their pockets. If it was our child, what would we do? What would we want?
I want them to move on.
I wouldn't want these other groups making money off my kids.
So we're going to pick up and do what they can't do.
Hey Don, you want to move up in the world?
I got
a ladder. Was you the one swinging off the rafters? Was you the one swinging off the rafters?
Here, Mom, where are you? Here, Mom, where are you?
I think it's supposed to be a tattoo gun.
Yeah, it's a tattoo gun.
I think it's supposed to be a tattoo gun.
Yeah, it's a tattoo gun.
Movement back here behind that door. Movement back here behind that door.